C'est le boo, everybody, and welcome back to the HabWrap. You are listening to the friendliest and funniest source for anything and everything Montreal Canadiens. I am your host, Harry Rice, and wow, do we have an exciting game to talk about. Genuinely, like, no sarcasm at all. I get it's the Winnipeg Jets, but this game between the Canadiens and the Jets was a really, really fun game. It didn't start out that way, but very quickly it took a detour into very fun land, which of course we will talk about that. The Canadiens are on the second half of a back-to-back, by the way. They played last night. They played last night at home, and that game didn't go too well. They played against the Ottawa Senators, and it looked like there might have been some cause for concern after the two repeat losses in very, very bad fashion. However, there might not be after all. Turns out all it might have taken is Andrei Markov's homecoming, being honored by the Canadiens to get the team back on track. We're, of course, going to talk about it. However, first off, we do have to talk about the lines. So, lines for the Canadiens. And there actually was a change. And I don't know if you guys are going to like it, but we'll get into it. So the lines for the Canadiens were Caulfield, Suzuki, Bolduc, Slavkovsky, Kapanen, and Demidov, Texier, Evans, Anderson, Davidson, Veleno, Gallagher. That's right. Florian Jacki out of the lineup for tonight. Brendan Davidson. Jesus, that's a throwback name. Jared Davidson gets back into the lineup. I imagine that probably was the plan, was to get Davidson a game and Florian a game. A little bit surprised Jared Davidson hasn't been sent back down to Laval yet, but I mean, I guess it makes sense if you want to give him a look. I mean, he has no points in his 6 games as a Canadian so far, and clearly he was playing well in Laval, but I mean, hey, whatever works, I guess. Yeah, so Florian's a scratch tonight. Hopefully he's back in against the Leafs, but of course we'll see during that game. On the blue line, it was Matheson, Dobson, Struble, Hudson, and Jacki Carrier. With no Florian, I can just go back to saying Jacki and don't have to specify which one. Probably the only benefit. Jakub Dobeš gets the start between the pipes, and Samuel Montembeault backs him up, of course, after having played yesterday's game. The opening lineups for the Jets were Connor, Scheifele, Velarde, Nemestikov, Taves, Perfetti, Niederreiter, Lowry, Iafallo, and Kepke, Barron, and Pearson. That's not Justin Barron playing center. That is, I believe, his brother, legitimately his brother, Morgan Barron. On the blue line was Morrissey, DeMello, Sandberg, Pionk, and Stanley Salamonson. Eric Comrie gets the start in net for the Jets, and Tomas Milik will back him up with Connor Hellebuyck, of course, being out due to injury. Yeah, not a good time for the Jets, having lost, before tonight, 5 of their last 6. They had a players-only meeting the other day, which is never a good thing for a team that's has aspirations or had aspirations before the season of winning a Stanley Cup, where it looks like they might not even make the playoffs this year. And wow, what a shocker. You're telling me a team that relies heavily on a top line and 2 good defensemen and their franchise goaltender probably won't make the playoffs? Color me surprised. So yeah. Jets and Canadiens, it was weirdly a 7:30 start time tonight, and the reason for that is Andrei Markov's homecoming, as I talked about a minute ago. Yeah, Andrei Markov, he's getting honored by the Canadiens. He's got a little bit of a homecoming, and strangely enough, I almost want to say they dropped the ball with this. If not the Canadiens, definitely Sportsnet did. And I'm going to put a lot of the blame on Sportsnet because the Canadiens have always done a phenomenal job of honoring players. The Subban honoring when Guy Lafleur passed away, of course, that phenomenal, 15 minutes before the game against Boston, where they basically honored him. They gave him a big tribute. It was fantastic. I still go back and watch that every once in a while. The Canadiens know how to do honorings and tributes and just, let's celebrate this player. They know how to do that. Sportsnet doesn't show Markov's homecoming. And before the game, you've already got me pissed off with that, because and I'm sure a lot of people listening to this are going to agree, I didn't tune in early tonight to listen to Luke Gazdic and Jennifer Botterill yap for 10 minutes. I tuned in early because I wanted to watch Andrei Markov's homecoming. I was lucky enough to actually find a feed of RDS where it was being shown. No clue why this game wasn't broadcast on TSN where they could have shown Markov's homecoming. I don't know if that was a thing where the Canadiens planned it and it just so happened to be a game on Sportsnet, or if they knew beforehand it was going to be on Sportsnet and they were like, yeah, let's put it on that day, assuming Sportsnet would show the ceremony. But yeah, I had to seek out an RDS feed, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous that Sportsnet, instead of showing the Canadiens honoring one of the best defensemen in franchise history, they instead elect to show Luke Gazdic and Jennifer Botterill yapping for 10 minutes about whether the Jets look better than the Canadiens, basically. But yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? Do you, Sportsnet? You wonder why people like TSN more. There was a 2-minute standing ovation for the General. Love to see that. A very nice speech from Markov, who had I believe it's his wife and his 2 kids there with him. He clearly still loves Montreal. He talked about how when he was drafted, he wasn't sure when he'd fit in, basically. And talked about when he got here, he felt the love and the passion from the fans. And the fans, very loud for him throughout his speech. Absolutely love to see it. He just had a really nice speech. He thanked several players like Subban and Price. I believe Saku and Kovalev. He said he was honored to be able to play with these guys throughout his career. And yeah, just absolutely awesome to see. Would have loved if they could have gotten Price down. I don't know if it's just he was there and perhaps he was just like, no, it's Markov's night. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be, first row or whatever with him. Like, I want to be, put me elsewhere. It's about Markov tonight. Subban was also there. They were, I think they were both there for yesterday's game as well. And they were showing, they posted on Instagram, not Instagram. Oh, that might have been, but they also posted on the Canadiens' Twitter that Markov and Subban were at the game last night, and apparently they're still pretty close. So that was pretty cool. It was just really, really fun to see Markov back at the Canadiens game, and yeah, I'm glad that we were able to honor him. And Markov, one of the best defensemen, at the very least, that I've ever seen play for the Canadiens. Probably one of the best defensemen in franchise history. But then again, with how many good defensemen the Canadiens have had, there might be a caveat to that. But I would definitely argue Markov is top 10 Montreal defenseman of all time. Very happy that we got to honor him tonight. And Sportsnet, unfortunately, really dropped the ball there. Unfortunately, do better, Sportsnet. Jesus. So finally, 8.5 minutes in, we get to go to the actual game. We'll get to the actual game. In my notes, the top line press in the opening minute. There's a good slapper by Dobson, but that's stopped by Dylan DeMello. Fans are already booing Scheifele the second he touches the puck. They are booing him. They are all over him. Throughout the night, they did not relent at all. I thought that was pretty fun. Hudson has a good fake behind the net. He has Iafallo looking somewhere. He's like, where the hell's the puck? And yeah, no, Hudson still got it. He's just a crafty son of a bitch. Sorry, I lost my place in my notes already. Jackeye nearly lays out Nemestikov at center ice. Nemestikov saw it at the very, very last second. At the very last second, he gets out of the way there. There's a shot wide, and Matheson on the rebound. Pad gets stopped. Comrie makes his first save of the game. Texia has good speed. He tries to break in, but there's a check on him that ends up taking him out of the play. Dobesh, good save on Nemestikov. He's got to be quick, right in front, and he is. Tays gets a high stick from Dobson. Very lucky to have no call on that one. Sorry, I gotta get my place in notes again. Sorry. I'm gonna lift my phone, so that might work, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Veleno has good speed. There's a shot to the side The shot is up and a bouncer. Good speed shot side bouncer is what I put in my notes. I don't know what the hell I mean there, but there's with good speed, it's shot at the side, I think. And this I'm for sure. It bounces, nearly beats Comrie. That comes after Bolduc ends up taking a hit to make the pass. Bolduc, I thought, had an okay game tonight. Apparently not too good, because at some point he would actually be taken off the second line. So the lines tonight were very weird. Because RDS reported them as Slavkovsky was on the top line, and the official lines from the Canadiens put Bolduc on the top line. But I think it was just for the first couple shifts, because after a while, that top line was back to having Slav on it. And Bolduc, I think, at points was on the fourth line, actually. I know that they had boosted Texier at points to the second line. I thought Texier had a pretty impressive game. I liked Texier's game tonight. But yeah, it was just the lines got all messed up, and in a good way. The forward lines, the defensive lines didn't really get changed, but the forward lines, it was very... the forward lines got very... Oh. Okay. Okay, so breaking as we're recording the podcast, the Canadiens have sent Florian and Adam Engstrom back to Laval. Engstrom, he's whatever. He's a bottom pair defenseman in his prime. But, I don't like that Florian gets sent down, I'll be honest. I thought Florian played a much more energetic game than Jared Davidson. And quite frankly, again, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that Florian Jack. I just got sent down. This is the first time. I'm glad that I ended up looking at my phone really quickly. I saw a Twitter notification and I was like, oh, what is it? This is the first time in the pod's history that we've had breaking news while we're recording. So, yeah, you guys have probably already seen it. And, yeah, literal live reaction. I don't like that Florian got sent down. I thought he provided an energy that Jared Davidson just doesn't. I think Davidson would have been much better to send down. It would have been much more beneficial, assuming he doesn't need to clear waivers. I think it would have been much more beneficial to get him top-line ice time. He was scoring in Laval, something he's probably not going to do a ton of in Montreal. Well, at least not yet. I think he has potential to be a decent fourth-line guy, but yeah. Not a fan of it. Again, Engstrom, I think he's whatever. I assume this is made with the assumption that Goulet comes back, not like for the next game, but I believe he is supposed to be back at the end of the month. So I imagine this is just to shore things up a little bit, get Engstrom actual playing time, because he's not going to play much in Montreal unless you're sitting Struble, which probably should, but I mean, when Goulet gets back, he'll be out soon enough anyways. But, yeah, I don't like that. Alright, let's get back to the game. Yeah, so Hudson, I probably just completely stopped what I was saying about the lines to talk about the Florian and Engstrom send-downs. But yeah, there you go. So Hudson draws two men to him. There's a pass to Struble, but that goes off the post. Damn it. Stanley then gives a puck away to Suzuki. Right in front, Comrie makes a good pair of stops. He makes another on Caulfield. Habs had basically a 3-on-0 for a second. Somehow don't capitalize on it. Matheson gets a huge hit from Iafallo. It looked like Iafallo, I should say, along the boards. Jets with a press. There's a good look for Dobesh. There's a good look as Dobesh makes the save. Dobesh had a very, very good game tonight. I was very happy to see Jakub Dobesh hopefully shake off those emotional nerves that he was feeling recently. And, yeah, hopefully this wakes him up. And we've got two hot goaltenders going forward. Jets have a press. There's I just got to that note. Evans gets taken down. No call. That looked like a trip. And yeah, this is where the game had gone from boring to very exciting. Because I think up until the up until that Hudson to Struble note, I think all those notes were in the first 8 minutes of the game. It's something like that. And then from that point onward, that's like 3 minutes worth of notes right there. It's like, Jesus. Anderson gets on a 2-on-1 with Evans. He takes the shot. It's an easy save for Comrie. Andy's then tripped into the net. No call. At least it looked like he was tripped. He genuinely could have just lost his footing. Dobesh has a stop on Connor after he sneaks behind Dobson on a rush. Habs got a near 3-on-2. There's a rush, but nothing there. Pionk turns over a puck at the line. Demidov shot is just stopped by Comrie. Canadiens' fourth line press. Hudson's out there with them. A good steal on a clear by streaking in Gallagher during a line change. At least it looked like a line change. The pass finds Evans cross crease and Jesus. Eric Comrie gets across. Eric Comrie played like Connor Hellebuck for a good stretch of this game. If the Jets get that type of goaltending out of him until Connor Hellebuck's back, assuming their offense and defense can shore things up, yeah, they're gonna be the same. Yeah, I Jets fans who are listening, let me know in the comments. Does Comrie play like this, or is this like the first game in a while that he's actually played well? Because I don't know his stats going into tonight. So let me know if Comrie always plays like this, or if this was like, holy shit, Comrie played well. What a surprise. Let me know, please. Thank you very much. Lowry then with a big hit on Carrier behind the net. And here we go. Arbor doesn't like that shit. And at center ice, they drop the gloves. Lowry and Comrie. Sorry. Lowry and Comrie. Yes, Lowry's going to fight his own goaltender. No, Jack-Eye and Lowry. I almost said Comrie instead of Lowry. Yeah, Lowry, they grab onto each other. Jack-Eye drops Lowry a couple times. He lets go at one point, does Jack-Eye, and grabs right back on. Keeps punching him, drops him again, and keeps swinging. You love to see that. That's a huge fight. Hopefully giving the Habs momentum with exactly 5 minutes left in the first period. Jack-Eye goes right down the hall. Lowry elected to stay in the box, I think. You would think with exactly 5 minutes left, you might as well just go to the back. And yeah, Jack-Eye made the smart move. I don't know if Lowry did, but yeah. Jets look good. They get a chance. Taves ends up knocking down Dobesh, who still makes a save on a sort of cross-crease chance. Dobesh, a wrap save on Niedermeyer. Scott Niedermeyer did not come out of retirement to play for the Jets, though I'm sure he would be better than half of their defensemen right now. Habs press, there's a fourth line look. Comrie does hold. Goes back the other way, and the Jets score. With 1:25 left, it's on a rush. Scheifele ends up burying it. He is left completely alone in the slot. Dobson and Matheson both get confused on who to cover, and that ends up leaving Scheifele alone. I don't get why Matheson goes over to Dobson's side of the ice to also try and cover that man, but I mean, hey, it's Mike Matheson. I don't expect good defensive play out of him. It's 1-0 Winnipeg. Scheifele with his 14th of the year from Connor, and DeMello again with 1:25 left. And that's all there is really to note for the first. These shots are 11-10 for the Canadiens, but the Jets do have a 1-0 lead after the first period. In the second period, Dobesh has a good stop on Connor in the opening minute after a press. Texier open in the left side, in the left circle. The shot is just over the net. Jets press off a giveaway, but good sticks to break up a chance for Jonathan Toews. There's a giveaway to Pionk that leads to a chance. Both teams started getting a little bit chippy. Jack-Eye has a good hit behind the net. Dobesh ends up holding on a shot. And then off a draw, the Jets get a chance. There's a shot. Dobesh dives. The puck is still going wide anyways. But that was too close for comfort. Jesus, you don't want to go down 2-0 to the Winnipeg Jets. Top line on a rush. They find Hudson, but the shot is just wide. Third line gets something. Evans has a shot that deflects out of play, though. I think at one point they had moved Gallagher back to that third line with Texier. I think. Or they might have moved Davidson up to have Texier and Evans with Gallagher. I'm not sure. But it was kind of an amalgamation at times. It might have just been because of how sloppy some of the line changes were. Maybe. I don't know. But there's an Evans shot that deflects out of play. Third line off a turnover. Gallagher has a press. Comrie, he looks good. Comrie made a good stop on Gallagher. Jets press. Dobesh covers on a Stanley shot with traffic in front. This is the point where they had moved Bolduc down to the fourth line, and I know they moved Slavkovsky up, and I think they moved Texier up to the third line, to the second line, and I think they moved Davidson up because Bolduc was on the fourth with, I'm pretty sure, Veleno. It was Bolduc, Veleno, and Davidson, actually. So yeah, Bolduc has a shot stopped, and the reason I know that is because Taves and Davidson get engaged afterwards. Habs end up going to a power play at 9:31. First power play of the game for either team, almost basically halfway through the second period. Hudson draws a slash from Pearson. Jets clear right away, and we score. Set it up. Beautiful pass right into the slot. Slavkovsky buries it. He gets his 9th goal of the year at 9:59. Again, exactly halfway through the second period. It is a tied up game. He scores from Caulfield and Suzuki, and it's a tie game. Habs are 1-for-1 on the power play tonight. Don't expect a lot of power plays for either team tonight. They will not come. However, what will come is a long-range wrister that gets held by Dobesh. That brings us to commercial. Jets in a scramble. Dobesh makes the save. Everyone gets in that scrum. Basically all 10 men. Dobesh is trying to dive at the puck. All the Winnipeg Jets trying to poke it forward. All the Canadiens trying to poke it back. And ultimately, it just comes out. Jets don't end up getting it. But the Jets do keep the Canadiens hemmed in. Matheson breaks the stick. Slavkovsky gives him his. Slavkovsky has a big hit from behind. It looked like on Morrissey. And moments later, the Jets score a 2-1 lead for them. Kyle Connor gets it at 11:53. His 14th of the year. He scores from Velarde and Mark Scheifele. Nobody's there to cover Kyle Connor. Kind of tough to do so when one of your forwards is missing a stick. Yeah, that sucks, and just got to go out and get it back. The Jets pressure for the 2-goal lead. Habs just kind of looked like fools for a minute. No momentum. There's a Stanley shot, eventually covered by Dobesh. Board play ends up leading to a Jets chance. Scheifele's just wide of the net. And then against the flow of the play, Montreal scores. Yeah, just like that. It's 3 goals between the two teams in about 4 minutes and 4 seconds. There's a puck that gets dumped in, and Kapanen's just right in front. He gets it off a feed. He puts it home. Kapanen's got his, I believe, rookie-leading 8th goal of the year. He scores from Demidov and Texier. Yeah, Texier. He's on the second line, and he puts up an assist. Maybe try him for a couple games until Doc and Newhook are back. Can't be worse than putting Davidson, Anderson, or Gallagher up there, right? I mean, at least at home. Away, you can probably put Bolduc on that second line. But at home, Texier might not be too bad. Texier's in there. He gets it to Demidov. Just puts it in the slot for Kapanen. He puts it home. And it's a 2-2 tie with 5:57 left in the second period. Good shit there. Canadiens have a good look. Caulfield skating circles around the Jets during a shift. It's one of those the shift type things. Unfortunately, just does not end up getting anything on the net. Slav tries to go cross crease to Suzuki, but that gets poked away. The Jets end up icing it moments later. Second line presses. Kapanen has a shot wide. The rebound with Comrie down and out, covered by a man. Texier in the rebound, and that gets stopped. Kapanen almost doubled down, giving the Canadiens the lead. Texier almost got his first as a Hab. That would have been awesome. Habs crowd is loud as hell right now. Top line for the Canadiens have a good press. Game has opened wide open. Has just gotten wide open at that point. Multiple chances on both ends. There's a press for the Canadiens. They've got a bit of momentum. The Jets start to press, but the Canadiens good defense. Anderson has a shift to set something up, but nothing there. Second line has a near 3-on-1, but Kapanen passing to Texier gets picked off. Dobesh and Perfetti end up exchanging shots late. Perfetti knocks out Dobesh's stick from his hands. Habs want to call. The fans want to call. They won't get it. Shout out the hockey guy. These shots are 22-19 for the Jets. 2-2 tie game after the second period. In the third period, the Habs ice a puck. The Jets can't press. Penalty kill to the Canadiens. 2:30 in. Demidov's called for a high stick on Perfetti. That sucks. Habs got some clears in the opening minute. Matheson with a good block on a cross-crease pass as well. And Habs clear. Basically just nothing for the Jets. Habs figured out their power play very early on. And they just managed to clear the ice. That's basically all there is to note. Habs are 1-for-1 on the penalty kill tonight as well. Demidov has a steal, but Comrie gets shot in the chest. Or I should say the shot is into Comrie's chest. Yeah, someone just pulled out a gun and fucking shot Comrie in the chest for some reason. Can't score if the goalie's out. No, the shot is into Comrie's chest. I just like to imagine that. A guy has a puck, and he just magically pulls a gun out, shoots the goalie, and scores. How do I, like... Someone should... that's gotta be a thing in, like, fucking, Shoresy. I gotta watch Shoresy. Someone in the comments someone in the comments go all caps type, Harry, watch Shoresy to remind me, please. Please and thank you. Please and, yeah, I gotta watch Shoresy. And Letterkenny probably too. I feel like I'd enjoy both of them. Dobesh comes way out to play a puck. Love to see it. That shows he's confident. Veleno with speed. There's a shot. Rebound just gets cleared before Hudson can get there. That would have been awesome. There's back and forth hockey. Both teams with chances, but the goalie's playing well. Montreal's top line has a look. They can't get a shot. Montreal with some more chances for the second line. Kapanen and Demidov nearly connect. Habs look pretty great. Jets, though, pressed in turn. Taves has a stop on Dobesh. He falls over as he holds the puck. Love to see those types of saves. Just those stand up, squeeze the pads together, and you kind of fall over. Love those types of saves. You don't see them too often anymore. But when you do, it's always a hey type of save for me. Stanley has a shot that nearly goes through Dobesh. He does make the save, though. Habs end up icing a puck after Anderson blows a tire trying to beat the icing out. But he can't. Slavkovsky has good speed on a puck. The pass to Caulfield in the slot, just wide of the net. The game is a matter of inches, and those inches were not good for the Canadiens on that opportunity. Absolutely. Shout out Nathan Fielder. For the two of you who are listening that actually get that reference, I hope you're marking out for that. I appreciate it if you do. Habs with another press. Top line. Dobson finds a streaking Caulfield. Comrie makes the save. Comrie was really good tonight. The Canadiens probably should have won this game 6-2, 7-2. Comrie was the only reason this game wasn't over in regulation. Comrie, Canadiens fans got to show the respect. Eric Comrie was really good tonight. I thought he was really stable for the Canadiens. For the Jets, sorry. I actually would not mind Eric Comrie if we didn't have Dobesh or Montembeault. One of the two, not both of them, but if we didn't have either of them, I would not mind Eric Comrie on the team. Jets press, but there's not many chances with 5 minutes left. Habs playing defense, but they just can't get it out for a while. Matheson turns a puck over to Velarde with 3 minutes left. The Jets do press. Habs then get a chance the other way. Carrier is found in front, and he shoots just wide. Damn it. Habs do get speed. Hudson has a rush chance stopped by Comrie. And so the shots are 30-26 for the Jets, and a 2-2 tie game headed into overtime. Yeah, in overtime, the Jets win the draw. Scheifele comes in. The chance is, I believe, blockered away. Habs end up getting the puck 40 seconds in. Veleno comes off for Caulfield. Veleno was basically playing the Dvorak role of if they win the draw, he goes right off. And if not, he just is out there, he plays defense. Veleno's actually been okay defensively, I think, recently. I think that he's kind of settled into a fourth-line defensive role. I actually don't mind him too much now. I think that some Habs fans are hopefully in the next couple games going to start coming around. I say this and he's going to be like a -4 over his next 2 games. I really hope not. But I really hope saying this isn't going to bite me in the ass. But I do think Veleno is a good defensive forward now. He gets penalty killing time. I don't know how much of that he's going to have when Newhook and Doc come back. But I think as of right now, admirable fourth liner. There's a near 2-on-1 for the Canadiens. The shot is into the chest of Comrie, and he holds. Matheson finds Demidov. Space in. The shot is gloved by Comrie. That's a good one. Jets have control, but they just didn't pressure much. The Habs fans were booing relentlessly when the Canadiens would, or when the Jets would come into the zone and then just come back out just to have control of the puck, maintain it, I should say. fans were booing like crazy. They hated that. They do finally get in. Scheifele's stick ends up breaking on a chance. Habs get a 3-on-1. Demidov finds Kapanen. Back to Demidov. The shot is stopped, and the rebound is knocked loose. Canadians have the chances. They just can't finish. Hudson's stick gets held up by Perfetti. Ref's looking at it. Right at it. No call. There's a 2-on-1 for the Jets, and nope. They go offside. Yeah, I think it was Scheifele a little bit ahead of the play. And yeah, that's very, very lucky for the Canadians. And then right on the next play, they get another 2-on-1. Pass across, and Jakub Dobesh, the save of the night for him. Cross crease, he gets across. He keeps the Canadians in this one. Habs on the next shift, they then get a good rush. Suzuki with about 3 seconds left, 1-on-1, and it's shot into the chest. That's, I should say, what makes it 3.2 seconds left. Actually kind of smart to not try and absolutely force anything. Caulfield ended up getting a near wrap try. I think it was Caulfield ended up getting a near wrap try with Comrie coming out of the net, but the centering feed to Suzuki, he just doesn't get a good chance on net. And then afterwards, I believe that's when they get the Suzuki rush where he shoots into Comrie's chest, who holds with 3.2 left. Habs do call their timeout. I thought maybe pulling Dobesh would have been good. Try and go 4-on-3. But alas, they didn't, and it ended up being okay, because off the draw, there's kind of a little scramble in there. Everybody's got their sticks, and yeah. Shots are 31 apiece, so the shots in the overtime, I believe, were 5-1 Montreal, and the only save Dobesh made was the best one. It's a 2-2 tie game headed into the shootout. In the shootout, Montreal elects to go first. Caulfield comes in. He's in slow. Along the wall, cuts from the right circle, goes 5-hole, and he scores. Cole Caulfield. Beauty in the shootout. It's at times like this, I really wish they started counting shootout goals as regular goals. It doesn't make sense. They're going to count penalty shot goals, but not shootout goals. Well, then again, I guess if you did that now, Ovechkin would not have gotten that goal against the Islanders as his Gretzky beating goal. But still, I don't know. I think they should count as regular goals, but that's just me. Kyle Connor's out first for the Jets. He has a slow start. He then goes 5-hole, and Dobesh makes the save. No Nick Suzuki. It's Alex Texier, a shootout specialist. He dangles, shot just off the stick handle of Comrie. That would have gone home probably, but Comrie is somehow able to save that one. Scheifele's out for the Jets, and already the fans are booing him. So loud, in fact, he tries to go early. The whistle hadn't gone for him to start. He starts going, they blow the whistle down, they wave at him. He went too early. So, I believe he puts a glove up, apologized for it, goes back. Fans are still booing him when they finally blow the whistle. He cuts in. He is very slow. And just wide of the net, Mark Scheifele, we are in his head. Out third for the Canadiens with the chance to win it, Nick Suzuki. He skates in, tries to go blocker side, and that gets saved. It comes down to Gabe. I hate autocorrect. In my notes, it's Gabe. I put the first letter of the first name, dot, and the last name. I put G Hilarious because of autocorrect, but it's Gabe Velarde. Don't call him Gabe Hilarious from now on, please, guys. Please don't. So Velarde comes in, and he shoots it, and it's off the corner of the post and out. I thought it went in. Fans are cheering in the Bell Center. For a second, I'm wondering why they're cheering for Velarde. And then I realized, oh shit, that didn't go in. Habs win in the shootout, 3-2. A much-needed victory for the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, again, one that they really needed. Yeah, they get the 2 points. Doesn't matter if they give the Jets one, because the Jets, unlike their inaugural season in the NHL, they play in the West. They played in the East their first season, in case you didn't know, because they were Atlanta, turned into Winnipeg, and I believe with the scheduling the way it was, it had already been figured out, so they just basically played Atlanta's schedule, and It was very rough on them, if I remember correctly, because they were a Western Canadian team having to play an Southern East team, having to play their schedule. So, yeah, not an ideal schedule for them to be playing. As well, with the win, I think now is the point where you can really start tracking the playoff race. I should say at this point in the season, 25 to 28 games in. I mean, well, for the way the Eastern Conference is right now, you really can't track who is or isn't going to make the playoffs. But at this point in the season, usually you can. The Canadiens, with that win, they jumped to second in the division. Very, very good for them. Yeah, they are 3 points back of Tampa Bay, 1 point ahead of the Ottawa Senators. Yeah, we'll see if the Lightning end up slowing down at all. The Canadiens potentially take them out. A first for at least a little while. Let me dream. It'd be very nice. We'll see if they end up dropping to third, maybe a wild card team again. But with the win, Habs are in it right now. That's always very good. Now, let's get to the statisticals. Let's get to the stats. And then work our way out of here because, let's be honest, I think we all want to get out of here. It's been over half an hour, and we got to talk we all are tired. This podcast is probably coming out at like 1:30, more than likely. Maybe closer to 2 o'clock. So, yeah. Yeah. So, Nick Suzuki, of course, leads the Canadiens. The captain, Le Capitaine. He has 8 goals and 23 assists for 31 points. He is on a 7-game point streak. He's got 4 goals, 6 assists in that span. Caulfield with 14 goals and 15 assists for 29 points. He is on a 9-game point streak with 2 goals and 9 assists in that span. Lane Hudson, he's got 4 goals and 17 assists for 21 points with 7 points in his last 7 games. Ivan Demidov, 6 goals, 14 assists, 20 points. He's got 7 points in his last 8 games. That's right. Noah Dobson, very correct. Thank you, guys. 3 goals, 13 assists for 16 points. Juraj Slafkovsky is actually above him. Juraj Slafkovsky with 9 goals, second on the team behind Caulfield now. 6 assists for 15 points. He's got 5 points in his last 4 games. Michael Matheson's got 4 goals, 11 assists for 15 points. He is a -5 in his last 3 games. Oh boy, Oliver Kapanen's got 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Alex Newhook, who's unfortunately hurt, and Zach Bolduc each have 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points. Brendan Gallagher with a goal and 9 assists for 10 points. Josh Anderson with 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points. He is on a 5-game pointless drought. Jake Evans with 4 goals, 4 assists for 8 points. Alex Carrier with a goal, 7 assists for 8 points. Kirby Dach, who is unfortunately still hurt, with 5 goals, 2 assists for 7 points. Jaden Struble has 4 assists. He is on a 7-game pointless drought. Kirby Dach, who is unfortunately still hurt, has a goal and an assist for 2 points. Alexander Texier has 2 assists for him. Good on him. What was that, 2 assists in, I think, 4 games since joining the Canadiens? Good on that kid. Joe Veleno's got a goal. He is also riding a 6-game pointless drought. Arbor Jacki, Patrick Laine, who is unfortunately hurt, and Florian Jacki, who is back in Laval, each have an assist. Arbor Jacki also rocking a 22-game pointless drought. Arbor Jacki also leading the Canadiens with 4 fights. Jaden Struble's got 2. Caden Gooley, Joe Veleno, and Florian Jacki each with a fight as well. In terms of goaltending, Jakub Dobeš has a 9-3-2 record, a 3.11 goals against average, and an .891 save percentage. Samuel Montembeault has a 5-6-1 record, a 3.61 goals against average, and an .861 save percentage. A lot of ones in there for both goaltenders. Also, funny enough, Montembeault with a .61 and the 6-1 in the save percentage. Just kind of a little fun. Yeah, thankfully it's not the same with Dobeš because an .811 save percentage. Holy shit. So yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the HabWrap. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify. Hit the follow button. Amazon, I think we're on there. I genuinely have not tried to check, but who knows? Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. I don't know. Either way, again, thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, my name is Harry Rice. DVD collection video, hopefully tomorrow, or I guess technically today. I just realized, even though I said what I said last video, I don't know how I handle that if the podcast is coming out today. Whatever, I'll figure it out. You guys know me by now. I'll figure something out. So yeah, again, that is going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And always remember, no matter how good we are last year, how good we are like this year, and how good we'll be in the future, Ade Montreal, go Habs go. No, go Habs go, Ade Montreal. And say it with me, everybody. Celebrate!